Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today is Friday. As we know, every Friday I like to do my trade recaps for the week. I go over what trades I was in this week, if I won, if I lost, and I share with you my full mindset about the trade and why is it that I got in. So on the right side here, you can see that I have 4 pairs flagged. The 3 purple flags are trades we actually got in, and then the pink one is a trade we did not get into. It never gave us our entry signal. So in this one, I got in, I want to say later in the New York session, I got into this trade on Monday. I've already bar replayed, so we can start exactly where I got in. I'll show you now where I got in this candle right here. This candle right here was when I got in. And then it went straight to profit, and I'm targeting these lows right here. Perfect. So right here I got out. Right here. Literally, that's okay. So I had a 57 pip stop loss and I got around 77 pips. I got out right around here. Like I said before in previous videos, I am compounding. So literally I'm taking 1-to-1s, maybe a little bit more, but I saw this rejection. And I don't normally take trades like New York session. They usually play out for me during Tokyo session is when I see my setup, and then it goes into London, and et cetera, et cetera. So, and there's a lot of things going on this week with news and stuff. So, whatever. This did play in my favor. We did win this trade. It was absolutely great. Not upset at all. Literally, if we go down to the weekly, let me see if I can see this properly. Now. Okay, so we are bearish on the weekly. We have gotten a retest on our weekly level. We went down to the daily time frame, and on our daily time frame, we had this area from the week prior already charted out, where price came out, went back to retest that daily level, and then came out again. So I did get into this trade later. Because I didn't, when I was expecting it to happen, I missed the entry on it and it fully played out. So, and then I got in on a re-entry. So that's also my mindset behind this trade, that I wanted to get out faster because I didn't know if it was just going to continue to the downside. And luckily I did, because as you can see, it literally touched the zone that I wanted it to, these previous lows here, and then it started to retrace. So there we go. So if we would have held, we would have lost the trade, and yeah, that would have happened. So definitely, because the right entry would have been somewhere around here, taking it all the way down, right? Or once it retested somewhere here, taking it all the way down. So I did get in a lot later than I should have, right? Because it definitely played out several times. I've been waiting for this setup for a while, and I did miss it, so I did get in late, so that was my bad. But whatever, we were able to capitalize on the setup, and we got that. So that was NZD JPY, and then we took GBP CHF. So I took GBP CHF last week if I'm not mistaken, and we're taking it again today. So let's take off the bar replay for a second. Okay. And let's take off some of the drawings because I don't want to confuse anyone. Take that off. So if we go here to the daily time frame, you can see that GBP CHF has literally been stuck in this, right? So it did this back in February. It came back in, and we got the breakout. We got this trade already. I think it was last week. We got this trade, and I do have it recorded that we got this trade, right? So now it gave us another entry on it. So I want to say I caught this Tuesday morning. Monday. Okay, let's go down to the 1 hour time frame so I can tell you. Okay, right here, this candle. So it broke out, retested, right? Came and tapped in our zone, and I got it on this candle. So let's do a little bar replay so that you guys can see. Okay, and I'm sure I went down to the 15-minute time. When I'm waiting for an entry, I'm waiting for it. I go down to the 15 minutes so I can get the most precise entry possible. So As you can see, it did come back, tap into our zone, and then we have the crossover with EMA on the 15-minute. I do use a 50 EMA, so you have a nice bullish engulfing. Got in right after the engulfing, so we can see the entries right around here, right around there, and our stop loss was right here. Okay, so mind you, when I chart, I don't really place my stop loss specifically because I need price to happen for me, and then I need to place my stop loss where it needs to be. So let's go back to the 1 hour time frame so we can see. Right, we have that set there. So we're in profit, and then price just starts to take off. And as you can see, we have 58 pip stop loss, and then our goal was 110 pips. Let's see if we reach that. I know I didn't get to, I think I closed early on this trade. Let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I closed right around here. Right here, I closed. So, I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, so it was a little over 1-to-1. I closed right here because when I did get this candle, of course I watched it on the 15-minute. I went down and I kind of saw that wick, and then I saw this and I got out. So a little over 1-to-1. I'm sorry, doing these trade recaps after so many days of the trade already being done is a little bit hard. I think I should do them the day of so I can tell you exactly what happened. So definitely I took my money here. It was a little over 1-to-1. Perfect trade. Let's see, did it continue? I don't really know. Yeah, okay. So it's just kind of like been playing games, kind of in this little, it's going up, but it's like kind of ranging, so whatever. So I'm glad we got out of that trade and we were able to capitalize. So 2 wins so far. 2 wins. It was great. I finished early. You can see this was a trade that was closed on Wednesday. And then we just had to spoil it. We took a loss on USD JPY. We took a loss on USD JPY, but our loss was very small. It was very strategic. I do use dynamic risk. That means that sometimes I don't go all in when I get the first entry signal. So one of two things. If I'm fully confident in the setup, it's already giving me everything I need of my confluences, I go all in. Now, if I'm missing one factor, but everything else aligns, then I go half in on that first entry signal. And then if price, starts to give me a better entry, then I'll go full in. So in this case, I had only gone in halfway because I didn't feel too confident. I had seen that here you can see that these lows were getting higher, and then that this high broke this high, but then we came all the way up here, and so we tapped and came back out. I was like, you know what, this is not the best trade. So when I got this entry signal right here, can you guys see that? I hate that it's like, yeah, this bearish candle right here, I got in, right? And when it started to do this, so like I said, I put the Fibonacci up when I'm in a trade because I want to manage it. So when we were here, right, I started to okay, am I going to close? But price came down here, right? So okay, we're in profit, so I was going to hold out, but then it came over here again. And once it was here, I closed out. So I didn't have, I never fully got into the trade, right, with my overall risk that I would normally use. So I was only half in, and then since I closed early, I maybe risked a total of half of the full risk that I have to risk. Okay, I hope you guys know what I'm saying. So 50%. So let's say, these are just numbers to make it easier. Let's say my full risk would be $100. But since I didn't feel fully confident, I only had that first entry signal, but I was waiting on a better entry, I got in with $50, right? But when price was coming back on this Fibonacci level, I decided to close then. So I didn't lose the full 50. I lost less than 50. Let's just put the math like that, right? So it's easy to understand. So it's definitely dynamic risk. It is an advanced thing. It's kind of hard when you're a beginner to understand it, but that is what has made me profitable, because as you can see, I struggle with holding trades sometimes. So what helps me is moving, like being strategic with my stop loss. So whenever I lose, if I'm only losing half of what I would overall risk, and then what I'm winning most of the times are 1-to-1s and 1-to-1 point somethings, right? A little over the 1-to-1, then technically I'm getting 1-to-2s. I hope that makes sense, right? So I'm only losing half of what I risk, and then when I get the 1-to-1s, it makes sense, right? It makes sense on an overall like monthly basis, right? Sometimes maybe the week doesn't make sense. This week it was perfect sense because it was half of a half and then 2 full trades that I won. So it made sense this week. But overall, when you look at it on a monthly basis, I don't lose often. So when I lose, it's very small amounts compared to when I win. So just a quick lesson, dynamic risk. And we can talk about that on other videos if you guys really want to talk about it. I don't use fixed risk because I struggle holding trades. If I were to hold trades longer, I'd probably be more, I would have more of a fixed risk. But really dynamic risk, like moving, like being strategic over like closing when I'm starting to go in the negatives, that has really helped me to see consistency. And usually, and this would only happen over time, you know when you're gonna lose a trade. Like, just something doesn't feel right when you're in it, and you know things are gonna go left. So I did try with this. Like, we got in, we were a little bit in profit, it came back. I had put this little Fibonacci so I can see how far is it gonna go. It was fine, it fully rejected, came back down here, we were in profit again. But then we crossed over the EMA, and then we were right into this gold zone of the Fibonacci. Didn't really like it, so I went ahead and closed out. So that's that. So yeah. So hopefully you guys got that lesson. It was a little bit confusing. I'm not an educator. I'm literally just recording myself, being honest about my trading journey and sharing what I do and what my mindset is. And honestly, doing that with my stop loss has really helped me become profitable and more consistent with my monies. But yeah, so we had 2 great wins on NZD, JPY, and GBP CHF. USD JPY, I'm not gonna lie, it looks like it might be able to set up for next week. We might just have took a loss for no reason and we might have just waited, right? Stop loss was pretty tight for this kind of pair. Like I've said before, JPY pairs require a large stop. So normally stops would be up here, but since I was watching how the trade is moving, I was kind of reducing risk and doing that. So normally stop is all the way up here, and we're looking at a target of like 1-to-2s, but usually we close out earlier because we're trying to really secure money and compound our account. So that's that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm just like really trying to really share with you where I'm at with my trading and what my mindset is and what is the reason I got into these trades. So I hope you guys had a great week. Please share down below in the comments what trades you got into, if you took any loss, if you hit any milestones with your trading. If you have any questions and need any help, I can definitely be of assistance. Please let me know. I love you all. Stay safe, and I will be back soon. Bye-bye.